are we all? Hopefully you've had a lovely, lovely week. Or if you've seen me on Wednesday, because we do the live playthrough of Sorcery of a game book every Wednesday, hopefully you've had a lovely couple of days. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hello, Martha. Yes, you are quite correct. Not on time again. So I do apologise for that. Sorry about that. How are you, Martha? Hopefully you're doing well. Merry Christmas. It is the season to be jolly. And we do celebrate Christmas here on Edra. It's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? Where in fantasy, the question about celebrations and holidays, should you have the same celebrations that we have here in the real world? So should you have Easter, Christmas, Hanukkah, should you have religious ceremonies that already exist? Or should you create your own, like Terry Pratchett did with Hogmanay? Not Hogmanay, that's a real one. That's New Year's in Scotland. Should you create your own celebrations, like what's the one? Hogfather. Yeah, Hogfather. Martha's, but I'm exhausted and stressed. Got 2 more presents left to get. Oh no. Well, you've still got a week. You've still got a couple of days. Hopefully that'll be all right for you. Good morning, Sally. You're doing well. Only 2 gifts to get. Yes, see, Sally's got loads of gifts to get. And I don't buy presents, so I've got none to get. No, that's not true. I obviously buy presents. I've got a few more presents to get, I believe. I've got 4 days left. Yes, you'll have to think creatively. Yeah. I am the Christmas wizard. I couldn't find my Santa hat. Not in the time that I'd given myself anyway. So, I am the Christmas wizard who casts wizardy spells for everybody. Actually, that's quite a good alternative to Father Christmas. You have a Christmas wizard, but he never gets the spells right. He's a bit like Rincewind in Terry Pratchett, where he gets the spells wrong. So you're never quite sure whether you're going to get the present that you've asked for or a completely random present. I'm braving the shops this afternoon. Well done. Well done. Yes. I think if I'm going to brave shops, it's going to be Monday. I'm hoping Monday is going to be quieter than today. Plus, I do have a murder mystery, so I kind of don't like to do much on a murder mystery day. So, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hopefully, you're having a lovely day. Ho, 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 says Lirin. Off to see Commando with Arnie Schwarzenegger on the big screen for the first time. That sounds fantastic. You've got a really cool cinema where you live then. Commando, the Christmas edition. Very festive, yes, exactly, very festive. So we're just talking about Christmas presents. We're talking about the Christmas wizard, because I couldn't find my Christmas hat in time. So the Christmas wizard. But it does open up a good fantasy question here. It's quite cool to have celebrations and customs and traditions in your fantasy world, because that makes it more real. However, do you pinch them from real world? So do you have a Christmas? Do you have a Hanukkah? Do you have a Hogmanay? Do you have, Easter? Do you have other things that are already existing in this world, but you just transfer them to your fantasy world? Or is it better to make up your own? So I could have Impmas. I used to say, on the bottled imp, I used to say Merry Christmas, Merry Impmas. Hello, Spell Sing. Commando, love it. Let off some steam, Bennett. I think I saw that once, Commando. Is that the one where he's always in the forest, isn't he? And he's got black marks down his face. Is that right? So, yeah, I think eventually I do want to write a Christmassy fantasy book, game book. But I'm not going to call it Christmas. Or you do something like, Krampus, where you have, or is it, I don't know if I pronounce his name right, where you have that naughty and nice side of things. Martha's put, I need to wake up. Man, my stomach is rumbling. Get in the shredded wheat. Spell Sing, it's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from the Nakatami Plaza. Well, I've got some news for you guys because I've not seen Die Hard. Yeah, not seen Die Hard. And I played about 20 minutes of the video game. I've not seen Die Hard. Not seen Die Hard. Not seen Elf. I've not seen Die Hard. I've not seen Titanic. I know, it's a lot of films I've not seen. I think I've seen it, but can't remember it. This really iconic film. Yeah, I can't remember it. What happened in it? The thing is, though, because it's... Everybody talks about Die Hard, you know, so I kind of feel like I've seen it. I feel like I've seen all the best bits of it. Elf is great. We should watch that this year. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to like it. Good morning, Jonathan. How are you? You should watch Elf and Die Hard as a back-to-back feature. Elf probably... No, Die Hard probably first, and then Elf just to get you into the funny side of life. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll enjoy it, but I might as well give it a go, because I might do. I might love it. I might love it. Just like Modern Family. Anybody seen that TV series, Modern Family? So, Elf and Die Hard. Well, this is the thing. Do you create your own Christmas for your fancy novel, for your fancy game book? And I'm tempted to do that. Jonathan, again, has got a very clever business model, because he obviously can pick things that exist in the real world, as in, you know, IPs that already exist, like Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Beowulf, and his latest one, Shakespeare versus Cthulhu. Although, you know, is Cthulhu real? Yeah, of course it's real. Good morning, Jam. Festive felicitations, Edralites. Good morning to you, sir, as well. So Jonathan does have a Christmas book, and that's the thing. Do you write a Christmas book because then you can sell it at Christmas? It's good. It ties in, so it might sell more copies. Or do you write it because you've got a good idea? I think the latter is the better one. The problem I have currently is which one to write next. Jonathan, that's a luxury, surely. You've got lots to go on. You've got Robin Hood. You've got the what's it? The Pied of Pied Piper. What is it? The Pipe... No, yeah, the Pied of... No, the Pipes of Pied Piper? I've forgotten what it's called. I strongly recommend Violent Night from 3 years ago. The premise being... What? It's a Christmas film. Yeah, the premise being, what if Santa is retired Viking using an alternative kindness... Oh, that's quite a good idea, actually, as penance for his war crimes. Forced to be a warrior again on Christmas Eve to protect the family against terrorists. There we go. That's actually quite cool. Martha's put a Jam... tackle hugs. I think. Jonathan's put, there are people who read 'Twas Christmas... Yeah, every Christmas with their family. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. So, from a commercial point of view, it's worth doing a tie-in with Christmas. Definitely. You know, Terry Pratchett did it with Hogfather. So I would probably do Infamous and tie it in with Grocklesnook. Boop. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Shouldn't poke the bear. Violently Night is a lot of fun. Violent Night, is that what that is? Violent Night. I've not seen that. I have seen. So when I was reviewing stuff for the Bottled Imp, we did go down. We had a Christmas special, and Julian and I would pick a film, and it was normally, and because he likes horror, so I would pick like a fantasy horror film about Christmas. Oh, one of the best Christmas films I've ever seen is Rare Exports. Has anybody seen Rare Exports? I've done a review on it. Check that out. It's really good. Curse him. In fact, it's set in Norway. I believe it's set in Norway, Martha. Curse him to eat too much, Grocklesnook. Yeah. I know. Don't let me eat too much unless it's chocolate. That's my weakness. Chocolate and cheese. Not necessarily at the same time. I'm reading John's Night of the Necromancer. It's brutally difficult. Oh, okay. It's not for the novices then, Spelsing. Indeed, but the premise is amaze balls. So, yeah, so I think I will eventually write a game book about Christmas, but I want to do 2 or 3 more before we get to that stage yet. Talking of game books, let's give you an update then. To Kill a Thief, we are moving along fairly rapidly, or steady progress, I should say. Sally has about I don't know 60, 70 entries, the last 60, 70 entries of the game book to the final proofread. And the reason why we wanted to proofread it again is that Sally proofread everything, Claire, my friend Claire, proofread everything, Julian proofread stuff, other people have sort of given me bits and pieces here and there. I've proofread it, but of course I then made all the corrections, and so it does really need one last proofread just to make sure I've got all the corrections and there's nothing missing. So Sally's very kindly offered to do that, so she's halfway through that. Well, you know, just 3/4 of the way through that. So that's the update on that one, on the actual book. I've sourced all the, you know, the printer. I know how many pages it's going to be. I've typeset the book, so everything's good to go. I just need to make those final corrections. My compliment to Violent Night being Amazon does not need to make live action God of War film. Violent Night is already the perfect one. There you go. Sally's put 100. Oh, Sally's got 100 entries to do. Oh, she's doing it now. There you go. Hey. Yes, thank you, Martha. You're not going to let me live that down, are you? It was quite a stupid mistake to make, though, wasn't it? You can't roll a 1 on a D12. Well, I put that in there on purpose, just to test you guys. No, that has been changed, yes. Throws a mince pie. Lirin. Yes, so it's all typeset, and it is. I'm waiting for the proofread to come back, so then I will make all those corrections. Obviously, that's going to take me a week or so. I don't really know how long it will take me, because I don't know how many corrections there are yet. However, I have been also sourcing all the rewards. I've ordered and received the bookmarks, so they're here. I'm not going to show them to you because I don't want to spoil it. The enamel badges, I've sourced a company in the UK to do them, and we've got the artwork sorted. I'm just going to wait till January because I get a 5% discount to place the order, so that's all good to go. And then what else? Oh, the custom dice, very exciting news. A friend of mine makes resin products, so she makes, like, you know, resin rings and resin I don't know, well, dice trays, but, you know, trays and resin pots and anything resin. She loves it. Like decoration, she made this massive skull with, it was a skull of skull. It was all like, it looked really cool. So she made all those stuff out of resin. And then it suddenly dawned on me, she makes jewellery out of resin, she makes Christmas decorations out of resin. It dawned on me, she can make resin dice, because when I was looking for somebody to do the custom dice, I was like, actually, there was a choice. Do you want it out of resin or do you want it out of acrylic? And I thought, oh, okay, what's the difference between acrylic dice and resin dice? So I looked that up. That's when it dawned on me, oh, she deals in resin, she can make these. And already existing out there are moulds, because there are people that make moulds for people to make the resin product. So you buy a mould and then you put the resin in, but it's quite a tricky method of doing it. So I wouldn't be able to do it straight away. I could do it myself, but it would mean buying all the equipment, buying the resin, buying the mould, learning how to do it, which is the time thing, and I haven't got time to do that. I might learn how to do it. However, my friend Hazel, she's brilliant, really good resin stuff. We've done a test set of D&D dice. Obviously, I only need the D12s, but she bought the set so she could then sell D&D dice. So, because I said to her, no, look, because she goes, I've seen these D&D, but I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know, would anyone buy those sort of dice? And I went, oh my God, hold my hat. Martha, you know about dice. Hope you like rum and raisin ice cream. Lovely. That is lovely. Never, right now, reverse pickpockets half Harry head and gives him 50 gold. Right, okay, good. You're pickpocketing from each other. I like it. So, yes. So I said, oh, Hazel, if you get making dice, I reckon yourself, to the right people, you can sell a lot of dice. Because, as Martha knows, collecting dice is very, very, very addictive. If it's a D12 system rather than 2D6, you can roll 1. Yes, I know, but I've some of them I've put. You need to roll 2. Oh yeah, you could roll 1. Yeah, so you could roll it twice. Yeah. Yeah. No reverse. We're giving things. Oh, you're giving things. And there you go. Martha's got 1,365 dice. That's impressive. That's very impressive. Yes. However, I've put that you roll 2d12s because some of them there's like 24. So the encounters and the sleep, the sleep encounters and the events. There's up to 23 things because obviously 1 you can't roll. So yeah. It's too late to change now, Jonathan. If I've made a mistake, if only I could roll 1 for test your luck. Yes. The shaker must be huge. Yeah, I can't imagine keeping them in the big dice tower. Are you ever tempted to roll them all at once, Martha? Yeah, just down a hill. You should just roll them down a hill. Video it, obviously. Hardly use most of them. I have a bunch of green-black dice I normally use. Yes. So you do tend to have your favourite dice as well. So people can get very personal with dice. And I said about the dice gel, I said if you've got moulds, if you can buy moulds for dice gels, people will like those as well. So, and dice holders, and then I haven't even told her about dice towers yet. So that's very exciting. So she's going to make the custom dice for me, and the actual the custom bit is going to be the devil face. So that is going to be on number 12. So she did a test run, and they work pretty well. I also found a YouTuber who makes dice, and he's got hundreds of videos, so I gave her that link. And his name is Rybatron, R-Y Batron, B-A-Tron, I think. And because I was thinking, how do you make the dice balanced? And you can roll them a load, obviously. However, what he suggested to do, and I've done it with the dice that Hazel made, you get a glass, you put loads of salt in the glass, and it's salt water. Mix it all up quite a while, like the sea things float. And then what you do is you spin the dice. And if one number keeps coming up at the top, you know your dice is unbalanced. And that's what happened. And Hazel looked at it and went, oh yeah, because there's air bubbles in it. So we've come to the conclusion that she goes, but air bubbles, I've got a vacuum that can take out the air bubbles. So she's going to do that. Plus, they're going to be red dice, hopefully clear, because she said, yeah, I can do clear dice. So there'll be clear red dice. And she said to make them clear, to make them clearer, you put a bit of alcohol in it. This is where your rum comes in. And it also helps get rid of the air bubbles. So hopefully there'll be no air bubbles. So she's going to do a test over Christmas. And then when I see her next, I will then see what they're like, see if they're cool. So it's going to be red, sort of darkish red colour, clear, but with gold numbers in the custom logo. And then I'm going to obviously test to see if it's balanced. If it is balanced and it's worked out all right, then we will make the dice. So there we go. My favourite colour is green, says Martha, and I got moulds for dice. I'm going to make custom dice for my rogue Thomas. Fantastic, yeah. It looks very tempting to go down that resin path. Father Christmas, favourite band. Slade. Here we are. There we are. First one of today. So yeah, so the dice are very exciting. What else? Yeah, the enamel badge, that's all prepared. Just waiting to buy them in January. What else? What other? Oh yes, the metal wall print. I've sourced a company to do that in the UK. So that's going to be, I'm going to be ordering them in January. So I'm pretty much going to be ordering everything January. Hopefully the book will be proofread and I'll have made all the corrections by, mid-January. So I'm hoping to start ordering everything at the end of January. Then hopefully everything will come through, 3 or 4 weeks after that. So it's probably going to be March time, actually, that everyone's going to get everything. So I do apologise, but this is the first time that I've ever done this. So it was an experience. I know how to correct it, so I'm not spending a whole year trying to get stuff to you. I'm going to write a shorter game book for my next one, and I'm going to start writing it before the Kickstarter. So hopefully by the time the Kickstarter comes around, I'll have finished writing it, or at least, you know, be halfway through. So at least I won't have to spend as long writing the game book after the campaign. So there you go. My favourite author is Green. Father Christmas. Oh yeah, I've done that one. Martha's, but honestly, I think Harry and Silver will celebrate together since they don't have family in what's that? Threat law anymore. What's that from? Harry Potter? No. Who do you mean? I don't know the reference. Sorry, Martha. I reckon so too. So there we go. So that is the update there. And the other update is, while I've been, waiting for the proofreading, that's why I got on with the rewards. I've also plotted out, this is the flow chart for the joint game book, the mini game book that Jam and I, if you back Jam's Kickstarter and you back my Kickstarter, then you get a joint free book. Now, I think you've already sent yours out, haven't you? Oh, yes, of course. I knew I'd recognised it, but I couldn't place where it was. The Story Master Tales, yes. It's mine and Jam's LARP characters. Oh, fantastic. Under promise and over deliver. Easy. Tell back what you did with the book in a year, and then if it's ready sooner, happy days. Yes, that is true, Jonathan. I underestimated how long it would take me to do that. But yeah, that's a much better way of doing it. So here is the free ebook if you backed my project and Jam's project. I've planned it all out. I've got the flow chart. It is 133 or 134 entries. I wanted to write 100 odds, or between 100 and 200. And it's called The Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye. The Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye. Shall I read out? I tell you what, I've got it printed out here, actually. I'll read out, because I've written the blurb. I've written the summary. Let's see, it might change slightly. Possible blurb. Here we go. You are a rat wife, proficient in the mysterious skills of charming and healing. Through magic melodies from your pipes of charming, all beasts, animals, creatures, and some humanoids are charmed and fall under your spell, yours to command. Aria is your only child and is also a rat maiden, an apprentice to learning the family trade of charming and healing. You are a rat wife. Oh yeah, that's just something else. There we go. I don't want to give that away. Oh, and then I've got a different bit of blurb here, yeah. The Rat King is just myth and legend to the village folk of Sleepy Eye, told to scare children from straying too far. You are a rat wife, proficient in the mysterious skill of charming animals, creatures, and some humanoids, and you know the Rat King is no myth. When Aria, apprentice rat maiden to your only child, is kidnapped, instincts tell the Rat King is responsible. Determined to discover his lair, you set forth to wreak revenge. Don't mess with a mother, and don't mess with the rat wife of Sleeping Eye. So there we are. There we are. Leaving is waiting for them to study some melody, smell for Blu-ray. Stand By Me to arrive. Yeah, Stand By Me is a brilliant film. Really good. I don't know if you've read the short story as well. Stephen King. It's a really good short story. Just 4 reference a day only takes 3 months. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, what happened with me, Jam, and To Kill a Thief was I was coming off the back of, writing of Magic and Monkeys, my novel, writing short stories. And so my entries, the early entries, were way too long. But it did set the scene, it set the world, it set things up. So I realised, I'd written nearly 100,000 words, which is, fighting fantasies, I don't know, 50,000 words, something like that. So that was my big problem. I had overwritten the story. I didn't need the story to go. I could have halved the story. So, but you live and learn. You live and learn. So next time I'm going to aim for sort of anywhere between 40 and 50,000 words. So it'll be shorter. Yes, the Rat Charmer, very Warhammer first edition. Oh, is it? I've not played Warhammer. Christopher Lee, best thing about any film he was ever in. I was in a film with Christopher Lee. Oh yeah, I was in Hugo, the Martin Scorsese children's film, and he did a couple of, I think he did 2 days filming, and honestly it was amazing. Everybody, like there are famous people, stars, big actors in that film. Sacha Baron Cohen was in it, Jude Law was in it, Ray Winston was in it, Ben Kingsley was in it, so there was Asa Butterfield. So there was, however, when Christopher Lee came on, everybody was like, oh my God, it's Christopher Lee, it's Christopher Lee, it's Christopher Lee. Everybody, it was amazing. Man Who Stole My Energy. There's a spider in that. There's not, Jam, there's not. I'm telling you now, I'm a wizard, I know. I'm the Christmas wizard. So, yes. So there you go. So that is all planned out. So I'm going to also be I'm going to be writing that over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully that will be finished, I don't know, in a month. But yes, if I do that, no, it'd be 3 months then, will it? If I write four a day. But with this one, this is a good tester one actually. So I'm gonna really practice the art of just doing 1 or 2 paragraphs per entry. So I think that really helps. Maybe 3. I'll see. I'm going to look back onto Fighting Fantasy game books. Look on Jonathan's Fighting game books. Look on Jam's. Look on all my game books that I've got, just to see how it varies. Because I think also with a game book, when you're playing it, yes, you want to read the story, but there is that thing of I need a decision. I want another decision now. I want another decision now. That kind of, I don't want to be reading for too long. I want to be participating. Mine are long compared to most Fighting Fantasy books. Yes, I have realised that, Jonathan. Yeah. But it's good to look at everything just to see the comparisons. Mine, I think if I'd carried on doing my one, it would have been 200,000 words. So I really started to shorten the paragraphs. And I don't think it's any less, because if you think about it, Fighting Fantasy were huge and they had short paragraphs. So there you go. So this is going to be a good test one for me to see if I can restrict myself to 2, 3, maybe 4 paragraphs at the most. And it's a very straightforward story. It's basically a sort of rescue story. You're going to have to rescue your daughter. But it's pretty cool because you've got a mechanic of charm where you've got your pipes that you can charm. You can try and charm things along the way. You can heal things along the way. You've got intuition as an ability. So I've stuck to the Devilish Dilemmas system, the core attributes that you've got, but there's no incantation spells, there's no sleep encounters, there's no events. But you do get 3 extra ones. You get intuition, you get charm with your pipes, and you also get what else? What's the other one? Oh, I've forgotten. You do get something else. This isn't an updated version, so there you go. Never mess with mothers. They are terrifying. Absolutely, Martha. Absolutely. And the Rat King, he wished he hadn't. He wished he hadn't. So that's very good news on that front. So what else has been going on? What have you guys been up to, by the way? The other thing that I've been doing is I've been working on my new card game called Flat Cat, Fat Cat. Flat Cat, Fat Cat. And this is a card game where you are cat ladies. All the players are cat ladies, and you are trying to feed flat cats. They are stray cats of Old Moggy Town, and you have 3 different mats. and you're trying to lure them onto your mat so you can feed them. But you don't want fat cats because they're already fed, so you don't want to give them the food that you were going to give the flat cats. So if you get any fat cats, you get minus points. So in essence, it's a set collecting game. But we've got other cards like black cats, we've got fancy hats, we've got pitter pats. That means 2 fat cats can fall in love. We've got rancid rats. What else have we got? We've got blind bats as well. So that is sort of the basics of the game. You're playing different cards that do different things, and you know, you're trying to build up your sets of flat cats. Meanwhile, you can interrupt other people from collecting flat cats as well. You can interrupt them. And I've just received some special tokens that came from... Where did they come from? They might have actually come from Norway. But I found these on eBay. These are my cat lady tokens. Because I've got a little mechanic where you need cat lady tokens. So I'm going to paint them the correct colours that I need them. Plus, I also have little black cat tokens. Look at that. My little black cats. But can you see that? There you go. Little black cats. So we got 21 of those little black cats. So we need those as well. So hopefully it will be a fun, quick game. You know, half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 to 4 players. And I've play tested it a number of times now. I've really, you know, made some good changes to improve the game. So I think in the version that I've got now, I think we're good to go. So I would like to play test it over Christmas because I do have a captive audience, obviously, when I visit people. So hopefully it won't need many more changes after that. Lemon's put here, here's an idea. We still do the sorcery, lone wolf sorcery pattern next year, but for Spooky Halloween October, we do a revenge match against the Night Shift Hospital. Oh, I like that idea, Lewin, yeah. What we could do, I was thinking about that. Should we, so two things then, 2 questions. Should we do sorcery, lone wolf, sorcery, lone wolf? Or is that going to get too confusing? Should we do sorcery, 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 and then lone wolf, lone wolf, lone wolf, lone wolf? Should we do that? It would mean that basically this year is going to be sorcery. Because if you've got 6, well, let's work it out. Normally I do 5 or 6 sessions. So if you do 6 sessions per book, that's 6, 12, 18, 24 for sorcery. So that's 24 weeks. So that's half the year. And then Lone Wolf, how many are in that in the next phase? Is it 5 books again? So that will probably be the latter year. So yeah, we could do that. But also, yeah, we could maybe step out and do a Halloween. We could interrupt whatever one we're doing and do a Halloween special. I've been trying to make clothing for my Lark character, Solix, and also for Silver, so she gets an updated look. Lovely. It sounds fantastic. What sort of clothing is it? What characters are they? Because that sounds brilliant. Because I love the fact you make clothes and you make bags, and that's really cool. So yeah, so we could do that. So we could do sorcery. I think maybe just do sorcery, and then because we're in the frame of mind, and then we do Lone Wolf. Because I think sorcery is good enough just to keep doing the different books. Yeah, it feels like that's the way to go. So yeah, so that's my fat cat. So hopefully by the end of Christmas, the Christmas period, I will have a game that is good enough to then pitch, that's ready to pitch. Because I'm making another prototype of my Devilish Deaths game. Because in January, the second week of January, Where's my devilish deaths? Devilish deaths. Devilish deaths. Do you remember the devilish deaths? Here we go. Devilish deaths. I have another pitch meeting with a different what is it? Publisher. It's a UK publisher. I've sent my only prototype that I had. I sent to where did I send it? No, not Norway. Czech Republic. There's a company in the Czech Republic that are interested. They've received that now, and then they're going to play it after Christmas. So I thought I'd better make a new prototype, because it's a UK company and they happen to be based in Essex. So what might happen is we've got a pitch meeting lined up for the second week of January. However, if that goes well, they might want to play it. So I do have it on Tabletop Simulator. However, I might say to them, do you want me just to come along and, you know, we can meet up and you guys can play it and I can watch you play it, and, you know, you can just play it for half an hour, see how you get on. So that, you know, so I thought, I better have another prototype made. Now the thing is with that, because, you know, I don't particularly want to pay for a prototype, it does mean that I cut out all the cards. So I print out all the cards, and I have to print out, you know, all the clue cards, the forensic cards, all the different cards. But I then have to stick them together. So this does take about a day, at least. A day to make a prototype. But hey, do you know what? If it gets signed, it's time well spent. So that's also on the agenda of what I'm up to. And then this has been burning a hole in my pocket, as they say. I have the power. I have. I'm going to show you this cover. I've got two different covers actually. Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. Yeah, exactly. Let's have a look. I've been trying to make clear. Yeah, read that. Lyran's put, and we still have 3 coins in book 1. We do still have 3 coins. Or do we? Oh, yeah, we kind of started again, didn't we? Jonathan says here, if it takes about a day to do that, you've got time to watch Elf Die Hard and Violent. I can't get out of it. I can't get out of it while you work, yes. Good morning, Sasha. Merry Christmas to you. Or I'm the Christmas Wizard. I couldn't find my Christmas hat. I'm the Christmas Wizard. And a very magical Christmas to you. There you go. It all ties in. How are you, Sasha? Hope all's well. Just saying about... I've just given you an update on the To Kill a Thief. I know you backed the... I'm pretty sure you backed the To Kill a Thief. Everything's moving forward. Sally is only 100 entries away from finishing the proofreading. Then I'm going to proofread it. Then I'm going to make all the corrections. I'll send that off to the printer. Meanwhile, all the rewards that are promised are in the pipeline. So they're getting geared up. I've got the artwork for them. I'm just going to order stuff in January. And hopefully you'll get stuff in February/March. So there you go. Merry Christmas to you. You are well. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very good. Thanks. Aren't you seeing my comments? Let's have a look. Oh, I missed that one. Yeah, that one slipped through, Martha. Silver is a smuggler and the daughter of John Silver. Oh, I think I knew that. I think you told me that already. Solex is a new. I've not heard of this one. Is a Viking-inspired bard who's half troll. That sounds fantastic. So, how are you going to make the costume then? Have you got like a troll? You know, you've got troll ears and things like that. That'd be brilliant. Yeah, that sounds brilliant, Martha. Great on the proofreading. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yes, fingers crossed. And as I was saying, you live and learn. If you backed Jam's book as well, then you'll be happy to know that my freebie, the ebook that everyone that backed Jam's project and my project is going to get, I've planned out the Rat Wife of Sleepy Eye. You play a rat wife. Your daughter is being kidnapped by the Rat King, and you are hell-bent on getting her back, obviously. So it's a rescue the princess type story. She's not a princess though. She's a rat maiden. So I've planned that out. I've done the flow chart. It's 133 entries. So things are moving along nicely. I'll tell you in PM later. Oh, okay. Sorry. Solex is a new character I've made. Yeah, sounds fantastic. So the other thing that I've been finally edging towards, and I've had this idea for over a year now, but I've been too busy, and I've had to be strict to myself because I had to get the game book done. May the dice be with you. Exactly. Oh, that's a good saying. Christmas Carol. I'm going to be doing a Christmas Carol worker placement board game. I think I've talked to you about it previously. And I'm very excited because they are doing Christmas Carol at GCSE level. So it's part of the school curriculum here in England. And what that means is that obviously there's lots of excellent resources. So I've bought these Christmas Carol revision flashcards, which seem really cool. It goes through characters, it goes through places. Why does Dickens link ignorance and want with the ghost of Christmas present? So, I will have a greater understanding of the actual story of Scrooge. How does Scrooge feel when he sees his own name on the gravestone in stave 4? So I'm going to read through these to give me a greater understanding of the book. And this is an American copy that I got in America. So it's really cool sort of 70s artwork, I think. So that's going to be really cool. I'm going to... how does Dickens present poverty and the poor? So this should help me, inspire me to put in features, characters, to put in extra things in the game that I might not have thought about. I might not have already thought about these sorts of things. These might give me extra things to think about to really make the game authentic to the book. Obviously, it still needs to be fun. It's a fun book anyway because you've got the ghosts and you've got the fact that Scrooge is mean, which is always fun. So I'm very excited about this, and also I did buy like a breakdown, a Christmas Carol. Somebody's broken it down and given sort of summaries of each chapter, each stave. So that should be pretty cool. So I'm going to read that. And this is edging near because I have written up my documents, but I kept adding to this already. When I create a game, that's a great idea. Thank you very much. Love Christmas Cover. I've performed it 3 times now. Oh, fantastic. Where was that? In Brighton? That's brilliant, Sasha. They are 3 of mine balance, but they give me over 15 everybody else under XD. So do you want to borrow them? Oh, that's to Jam. It also might be worth watching the most recent version film called Christmas Karma. Okay. It not only sticks to the book but gives the modern interpretation but adds little things that make it more complete somehow. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Sasha. If I remember, Christmas Karma. Okay. Yeah, it's all in Brighton. Yeah, brilliant. Which parts did you play then? Bill Murray's Scrooge had a super scary Ghost of Christmas future with cyberpunk TVs ahead and a body made of mashed screaming zombies. Yeah, I probably will start watching the Christmas carols that I've not seen. The best one is the Muppets Christmas Carol. We all know that. So I create, whenever I start a game, normally I have it all written out, like ideas come to me in the middle of the night or when I'm travelling back from my murder mystery. Then I normally just have a folder that's got just scraps of notes and ideas. Then what tends to happen is I might type that out, or I might write that out, might start, this is actually another idea. And then what I tend to do is I then go, right, I feel like I've got more than just a little idea. I've got lots of ideas. So I type up a document called What I Know. So this is everything I know about the game. And it's all suggestions, it's ideas. You know, some of this won't make the final game. Stuff that will make the final game won't be in this document. You know, so it's just collating all those ideas in one place. And then what tends to happen out of that then shapes the rules. I then sort of go, oh, okay, so it's going to be a worker placement. Oh, how about if you have a family? And if you want to take, because in this one you're going to be playing moneylenders. So you'll basically be playing Scrooge, but there's only one Scrooge. So obviously you are apprentice moneylenders to Scrooge. And you set up on your own. That's the premise of the game. And you can do charitable stuff to gain virtue, but you can also do, you know, nefarious stuff and sort of mean stuff to you know, you corrupt. However, you gain more material goods. So there's a payoff. So you might go, yeah, look, I'm getting more money by doing something that's, you know, a bit dubious morally. And you'll go down the corrupt path, the corrupt track. However, but you might gain material goods quicker or more of them than if you do a virtuous path, virtuous action. However, when the ghosts arrive, if you're in the corrupt side of the track, you're going to get punished. If you're in the virtue side, you're going to get rewarded. So you do have to balance that out. So you might do a few corrupt things and then go, oh, I need to get out of the corrupt track and into the virtuous track. I'm going to give to charity. I'm going to go to church. That kind of thing. I also know someone who was an extra in The World's End. Do you? Hang on, let's have a look. There's a spider in the tree there. Bloody well doesn't want to be. Yeah, I could believe that actually, Martha. The first version was a multi-role show. Oh, okay, fantastic. Which meant I played Mrs. Fizzlewig, Belle, and one of the Cratchit children as part of it. The other two I played the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present on respective shows. Oh, sounds fantastic. I mean, it's a great story, isn't it? Jonathan. Oh, do you know someone who's an extra in Christmas Karma? Oh, okay, fantastic. I also know someone who's an extra in The World's End. Yeah, that's me. That's I was the Cocklesnook is looking like he's got a cunning plan. He's always got a cunning plan. Yes. Blackadder Christmas Carol is very good as well. The very British, the very Bethesda mortality meter system like Skyrim and Planescape. Yes, you're gonna go. Yeah, so it's up to you. You can play the game where you just do loads of corrupt stuff, but at the end of the game, you're not gonna you're gonna lose points basically. So you might still win, but you're gonna lose. It will be close. Whereas if you tip into the virtuous, you're not gonna get punished. Because part of the theme of Scrooge, isn't it, is his redemption arc. He's like, oh, I've seen the light. You know, the penny's dropped. Right, I'm going to be kind and courteous. Yes, it is. It's you. Yay! I was going to say, you know someone else? I'm jealous, Jonathan. I'm your only friend. Yeah, so I've written this document here. It's a 1, 2, 4 pages, but since I wrote this, I know I've had some other ideas as well, so I do need to add to this document. So I know that I can't hold this back anymore. It's in me. It's got to come out. It's been swirling around in my head for a year now, at least a year. So this year I'm going to be planning on getting it ready for UK Games, which is a bit of a tall order. Where are you? Where are you, Pierce Brosnan? Yeah, I stood in for Pierce Brosnan. The shortest Bond ever. The scariest Christmas Carol was the one starting with Mickey Mouse and Scrooge McDuck as Scrooge. Oh, I want to see that. I do want to see Scrooge McDuck as Scrooge, yeah. I think I have seen that. That does ring a bell. I like the premise of this one. Oh, thank you, Sasha. I have a Scrooge game book I've been wanting to write for a while. Oh, come on. We should we should time it where they come out together. Well, the frustrating thing is I've seen a few Christmas Carol games coming out now. They haven't been called Christmas Carol, but there's a card game and it's a cooperative game. So they are very different, but I don't want the market to be flooded by the time this game comes out. It's very different from your game, but yeah, exactly. There's lots you can do with this, and you know, that's the thing. If you pick a theme that everyone knows, then eventually there's going to be lots of them. You know, I was going to say collaboration forming. Yeah. Well, you do. Yeah, game books are different to board games. Still waiting for Clemency Slaughter. What's that? I don't know what that is. So yeah, so what I would like to do, and maybe a deadline, and maybe you find this with your creative projects. If there is an actual deadline, it kind of G's you up to do it. So UK Games every year. UK Games happens at the end of May, beginning of June. But the 1st of March, they open their submissions to the publisher designer speed dating, which means you can submit your game, and if you get picked, if one publisher likes the look of your game and wants to see the prototype and pitch it to them, then you're invited along to the UK Games pitching evening, where designers meet publishers, and you have 5 minutes or 4 minutes to pitch your game. They have a minute to talk to you about the game, and then they all move round. There's a bell that rings and they all move round. So you can see a lot of publishers in a short space of time. So I'm hoping to get everything done, to get the rules done, to get a prototype made, and get it play tested, so then I can actually pitch this and enter it into the UK Games pitching, publisher pitching meeting. So if you've got a game idea and you don't know how to pitch to people and all of that, go to UK Games. It's an expo in the NEC in Birmingham in the UK. And it's a good way because they're very kind people, and they've got information about how you submit your game. There's a sell sheet, which is just an A4, one side A4, explaining what the game is, and you just put very little information. You just put overview, who the game's aimed at, the aim of the game, what the game's about, selling points, why they should take your game, that kind of thing. But it will show you examples of sell sheets, and also if you want to do like a 2-minute video just explaining an overview of your game, you can do so as well. But yeah, so I thoroughly recommend it because you can then get into the world of pitching that way. Sneaks up and tackle jam. That's how long I've known Jonathan personally. Oh, I see. It was Clemency Slaughter, a game book idea of his. Sasha's but no. I know they are very different. Oh, okay. Sorry, Sasha. Yeah. I've just a feeling, though, that you and Ace will collaborate on something in the future. Yeah, we flirted with an idea. I can't remember what it was. What was that idea we had one year at UK Games? Something like a Fate the game or something. I can't remember what it was. To do with a fair or a fate. Begs Jonathan like a dog to re-release her Kickstarter. Begs Jonathan. Yes. Her. Yeah. Everybody identifies as everything now, Sally. So I'm very excited about this. This feels like it can't be in me anymore. And those of you that are creative, which I think is pretty much everyone here, it has to come out. It just has to come out at some point. So I've been sitting on this for over a year now, and that's basically going to come out in a big splurge. Yeah. In a big Dickensian splurge. Clemency Slaughter is a girl, Sally. Yes. It might interest the Wednesday crowd, I suppose. What, Clemency Slaughter? Oh, I see. So Jam is basically saying Clemency Slaughter, is a game book idea that Jonathan had when he first met Jam as well, and it's never materialised. And Clemency Slaughter is a girl, which is just saying release her onto Kickstarter. So there we go. Is Clemency Slaughter though your own creation, Jonathan, or is that a thing already? Martha, you're grumpy. You don't have snow at all. But you're in Norway. I'm sure you've said to me, like in the middle of June, you've gone, yeah, it's snowing. Do you get snow at different times to us then? It's an original idea, not something based on existing IP. Oh, okay. Okay, so that would be a different... Maybe you do a different line of books. that are, you know, that you are your own original idea. Such as Brighton is cold, crisp sunshine. Yes, we've got that as well here in Hertfordshire. Oh, sorry, I thought you were referring to Jonathan. Yeah, we all know Jonathan likes to dress in ladies' clothes for the weekend. But then again, who doesn't? I'd take that back. Big level. I haven't got my glasses on. Oh, there you go. It's 5 Celsius, and it's been a bit warm. It's a warm winter. Ah. Well, maybe just watch Elf. I'm no David Williams. Controversial. He's been just dropped by his publisher. You probably knew that already. It's made the news. That's a whole different can of worms. That's the computer says no. Computer says no. Yeah, it's a shame. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really know the ins and outs of it, but can you separate the person from the art? That's always been a lifelong question, hasn't it? Yeah, Sasha. Yeah, he has sort of taken on that mantle of Roald Dahl, but then again, they did position him like that as well. The publisher encouraged that, so HarperCollins says no. I wouldn't call his books art. No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I've not really read. In fact, I was in a David Williams. Yeah, I was an extra in, what was it, Mr. Stink, which they made into a TV series or a film with Sheridan Smith. I was in a scene with her, and also Hugh Bonneville was Mr. Stink, and yeah, sometimes, yeah, especially after lunch. No, I was in a couple of scenes. We filmed it out in a high street somewhere. I can't remember where now. It might have been L Street. I think it was L Street, and we were outside. It was a scene where Sheridan Smith plays a politician. She's shouting at the crowd, going, you know, we're going to do this. We're going to, you know, trying to gain votes, you know, and tell them what, you know, rallying the crowd. And so I was one of the crowd members there, and also I was in the scene where we're in a cafe. Mr. Stink comes in and he walks past us, and we're like, what? And we all run out of the cafe because he stinks so badly. One of the characters was Topper comic character ripoff. Oh, was it? Yeah. Well, the thing is, Jam, you are influenced. You know, nobody really just exists in a vacuum. So stuff that I've read, like Fighting Fantasy, Terry Pratchett, Talisman, you know, the board game, when I played as a kid, you know, all that sort of thing. Storytellers, what is it? Jim Henson's The Storyteller, the Muppets, you know, Clash of the Titans, you know, all the stuff I was exposed to, that's bound to have an influence on me and then on what my art is going to be like, what my stories are going to be. So I can sort of see where you're going with, but equally you could just say, oh yeah, you've just ripped that off from so-and-so. But I think you do need to make it different enough so that it's not a complete rip-off, but hey. And also equally, you know, you got a new generation that read it that don't know about that sort of stuff. Sally's better. My kids really enjoyed some of his books. He knows what kids like. Exactly. Bogies, farts, wedges, what was it? Bog washing, conkers. See, these are all the things from my childhood. So there you go. And also, we are still going to be pitching this lovely board, this lovely card game, the Wonky Wand, which is the sister game to the Crooked Crown that's already been published. So Kedrick and I are going to pitch this to the same publisher to see if they would like to publish this one, because it exists in the same universe. And it's fair, you know, it's got aspects of the Crooked Crown, but it is different enough to go, oh yeah, it's a different game. So we are going to be pitching that one. So obviously I'm a very, very busy boy. My daughter devoured them too. There you go, you see, there you go. There's, you know, this is the question. I remember doing this as a bit of a topic, writing an essay on this when I was at university. I studied English literature. And we were looking at, I think it was The Heart of Darkness, I can't remember, Joseph Conrad, And it was about, do we need to know anything about the author to enjoy the book? Do we need to? And then if we do find stuff out about the author, does that spoil the book? It's a very interesting dilemma there. And you kind of think, it depends kind of what they've done. So, no one's going to be wanting to watch Jimmy Savile again, are they? And Jim will fix it. No one's going to want to watch that. Time to literally let out some steam with Arnie in 4K in 7 minutes' time. That is fantastic. So I better let everybody go then. I don't want you to miss. Have you got your popcorn? I don't want you to miss the film. There have been rumours for a while of inappropriate behaviour with young women working at HarperCollins, and other rumours that doesn't write the books. Oh, that he doesn't write the books himself. Okay, so that's an interesting one. Not writing the books himself is it's not as bad, obviously. It's not as bad. But if it was just that, I think, a lot of people wouldn't want to buy his books anymore, because it's honestly, you've got to be transparent. At least Katie Price, didn't she say, I come up with the idea and then someone else writes the book? So fair enough, you know that going into when you buy it. Again, like the Fighting Fantasy books, they would credit the author, wouldn't they, in the inside of the book, in the when they started commissioning people like Jonathan. And so again, transparency. The inappropriate behaviour, that can definitely put you off. So if you find that out, you would go, I don't want to support somebody who's like that. So I think it can make a big difference. Nowadays, though, we've got more access to authors and artists and musicians and all of that because of TikTok and all social media, MySpace especially. So it's probably that more so out of any era, we do get to know the person as well, more than any other era. Hitler's action. I knew someone was going to say that. Sally's put here, Hitler's actions ruined Mein Kampf for me. Yeah, and me as well. Last words. The author of my favourite manga was jailed, oh my god, for 2 years for tax evasion. Does not change the fact his works gave me courage to save my most depressed hours. And again, that's a very good point. It kind of taints it. Isn't it David Eddings as well? There was some dodgy stuff with David Eddings. But I still read his books and enjoyed them. But I think because that's so long ago, does that make a difference? Again, it's very nuanced, this situation. Not one that we're going to solve in about 5 minutes' time. Don't get me started on celebrity authors, especially when they suddenly discover talent for writing children's books. Yeah, I know. That's frustrated me as well. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jonathan. Yeah. It's like you've only got this book deal because you're famous. A is for apple, all shiny and red, but take just one bite and you'll end up dead. I'm with you there, Jonathan. Yeah, absolutely. My 8-year-old form tutor was... Oh, no. Jonathan. Oh, my God. That's horrendous. Yeah, that is horrendous. That's the thing. I guess it depends on what... Tax evasion, I could probably forgive someone for tax evasion and go, yeah, okay, I'm still going to watch their films, like Lerin said. But that sort of stuff, no. If he was an author, I know he wasn't, but, you'd go, no, not having that. Needless to say, I will continue to support, love, respect him when he's free and a changed man. Yeah, that's the thing. Tax evasion, you might go, yeah, that's to do with money. It's not necessarily hurting anyone, so you might forgive someone for that and read their stuff or watch their stuff. And then he's done his time. He's like, yeah, okay, I've done my time. So, again, can you find forgiveness? Anyway, we better wrap it up. We better let Lerin go off and watch his Terminator. No, whatever film. I can't remember what film it was now, but it sounded Commando. So, yes, thank you very much. Thank you for watching, Lerin. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Sally. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Spelsing. Thank you, Sasha. Commando, there it is. Yes. And anyone else? I've probably missed out somebody. Do forgive me if I have. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure as usual. And obviously, have a happy, happy Christmas. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy Impmas. Happy Impmas. Great stream as always. Thank you. Well, thank you, Sasha. Thank you for tuning in. Good night, everybody. Grab some popcorn and Asperella. Nice. Enjoy your film. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you, Sally. And I will see you soon. Oh, I'm going to say, does everybody want... I'm going to put up in Edra Tales. Does everybody want to do a live stream this Wednesday? It's be Christmas Eve, so I need to see what I'm doing as well. Merry Christmas, Jonathan. Merry Christmas, Jan. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'll put that up in the Edra... Hell yeah, says Sasha. I'll put that up in the Edra Tales Facebook group. Merry Christmas and have a magical New Year. Hell yeah, we do, says Lerin. Take care. Merry Christmas. Merry Impmas. I'm just trying to get a brand going.